Tobichu for today's video with a full Pokemon concert team or rock band team. 7 years ago, I did this team. And I thought it's about time we do a new one because there's lots of different Pokemon that you could potentially use now. If you do want to check out my original Pokemon concert team, I will leave that in the link of the description and also the comment section. I wonder what Pokemon I actually use compared to now. It's going to be quite interesting. I'm actually going to watch this video after. If anyone does watch it after and drops a comment, I'll give you a nice juicy little heart. All right, today we've got 5 battles, and our first random opponent, this one is against AO, or AO. I got that name right. I didn't need a translation there. So this is my Toxtricity set as the guitarist of the theme team, and it's got all sound-based moves with punk rock and throat spray. It's more of a standard set, but I really needed to do it for this theme because pretty much they're all sound-based moves and it suits it. Now, there are a couple of other moves that kind of sounded like sound-based moves, so I included them on this Noivern set and other ones too. So this is a physical Noivern. It's absolutely terrible. It's got Wild Charge, Terra Blast, Giga Impact, get it? And it also has Screech as well. So I'm going to go for a Screech here. My item is a Wide Lens, and I've got Terra Steel as the Terra, because I thought, well, speakers, you know, I guess the closest thing would be steel or looking like metal, so I gave it like a metal rock. I gave that Terra Steel. Unfortunately, Gastron is going to clap them cheeks with a Ice Beam. Have you ever been to a concert before? Like, I don't know, whatever, a concert or a disco or whatever, and you listen to really loud music, and then like after you came back, you could just hear this funny like ringing noise in your ears for hours later. I remember that happened to me. I was like, holy moly, that must have been really, really loud speakers, right? So when it comes to Glimora, it's called like Asterix time, like Asterix. I have no idea what that's meant to mean, but Glimora is going to set up Stealth Rock. Wow, I never totally saw that coming. So this Meloetta is a Relic Song set, Echoed Voice, Drain Punch, and Ice Punch. Max attack and speed. And we've got Assault Vest as the item, and of course, Serene Grace as the ability. So I'm building up these Echoed Voice really, really well, like super, super good. Gastron's not really going to be able to do much here to me at all. It actually has a natural good special defense already, Meloetta. So I'm going to eat that up really nicely. So I'm going to go for Echoed Voice, and that's the end of Gastron. A good Pokemon to bury for sure. Now they're going to have to face, what's that, like 3 or 4 Echoed Voice now? So this thing is popping off, like, as you use them exponentially. So in comes the Vikavolt, and of course, Vikavolt is going to have Focus Sash. I think I would have swept them there if they didn't have that. They virtually had nothing to, like, one-shot this. So they're going to hit me with the Bug Buzz, and that's the end of Meloetta. But the concert is not over. Also, that Meloetta is meant to be called Lead Singer, but I used my Meloetta from a previous game, so you couldn't nickname it. I probably should have just used the one that you got in Scarlet and Violet. So we're going to bring in the guitarist here, and I'm going to feint the Vikavolt. I've got Throat Spray, so it's free real estate. So we're going to get that special attack boost. Now, since this video is all about singing and stuff, I've got a joke for you all. But before you hear this amazing joke, make sure you hit that like button, or maybe you want to, wait to the joke and then, hit the like button 100 times, all right? So in comes Glimora. We're going to go for Psychic Noise. I knew they didn't expect that, and that's going to feint Glimora. So we're in a strong position right now. Now, this Meowscarada is a little bit of a problem here, so I decided to go for Terra Flying. I thought this is quite good for any ground-type move. So today's joke, let me tell it to you. So what is the difference between a piano and a fish? You can't tune a fish, get it? So you can't tune a fish. So there's your joke for today. I hope you enjoy it. Tell me how much you love that joke in the comment section of the video. So I'm starting to think possibly that this Meowscarada could be either Choice Scarf or Choice Banded. And they're going to swap out into the Mandy Buzz. Mandy Buzz got to get hit by the full load of a Terra Flying. Does a lot of damage. Following up with the Overdrive, no way it's going to be able to live that. So that's good, because that's a very, very stally Pokemon too. So I've got some nice control of the situation at the moment. We've got a Grimmstar left, which is totally not going to set up screens, and a Meowscarada left. So it's going to go for Light Screen, turn 1, obviously. I'm going to go for Boom Burst here. Boom Burst is still a 3-hit KO. So we're going to go Boom Burst and Overdrive. Both of those didn't feint it. And now they're going to finish me off with a Spirit Break. But I may have lost this battle, but I never lost my spirit, get it? So I've got 3 more Pokemon left. I've got 3 more Pokemon on the Rock Band concert team. Now, the next Pokemon on stage is going to be the Rillaboom as the drummer. So we've got the singer, the drummer, the lead singer, the speakers. This is a drum beat, boom burst, sunny day, and growth set. I deliberately gave it boom burst and drum beat so I could make a mixed attack. I thought it was pretty cool. So I've got max special attack and I've got max speed, hasty nature. So we're going to get that drum happening. Does anyone here play a musical instrumental? If you do, tell me in the comment section. I'd like to know. I can only play the recorder, right? And you know what else I can play? You know that little triangle, and you hold it, and you just go. You get that little wooden thing. You just go bing like that, and that's playing the triangle. You know, I can do that too. So that's two. That's more than zero. So tell me what your musical instrument is. I'd love to know what that is. That would be absolutely incredible. Anyway, so Scarlet's going to clap them cheeks with a play rough. And they've got the protein player up. So now we're going to go to the vocals one on the team, which is going to be Primarina or Singarina. This is a Rest Perisong Whirlpool Protect set. So I thought I could get a Perisong going here. Nothing, unfortunately, this Primarina, not many of the audience really like this Primarina. It does a Perisong instead of a sparkling area. So I actually did two different sets with Primarina using its signature move and Perisong. So this is a Protect set, and since it's their last Pokemon, I don't need to go for Whirlpool or anything like that. So I was actually able to trap them in without doing that, which is really cool. This Primarina is Max Health and Max Defense, Bold Nature. So it's super, super thick and tanky. So swapping out the Primarina and going into Vocals number 2, which of course is Skeledirge. Now this Skeledirge was absolute fire. I know it's a fire type, but it still was so good throughout the battle. So this one has got all the moves here. It's got Torch Song, Sing, Alluring Voice, and Snarl. So I went for a Sing. It's got Quick Claw, Sing, only on PIMPNITE Shadow Right. Sing is gonna miss. Oh, I sung, but no one heard it. You know, my voice didn't carry to the end of the end of the concert hall or the stadium. Unfortunately for the Scarlet, it was indeed Choice Scarfed or Choice Banded, and that is going to be the end of the battle, fainting to the Perisong. So I hope you enjoyed this first battle. Thank you to my random opponent. Let's go on to battle number 2. Now, the next battle here, I'm not sure what my opponent's name is, and we've got a Articuno lead. If anyone wants to translate the trainer name, I always really appreciate that if you put it in the comment section. Now, I learn, and everyone else sort of learns too. So we got a turn 1 terror here. Now, I don't normally do this, but I really wanted to try and get this Noivern to be able to beat something because, let's be real, it's a physical Noivern. Most of the time, it was going to get clapped. So we got that Terra Steel, we got that giant axe on it. This is pretend it's a speaker, right? So them speakers are going to go screech. I hate it. Like one time, I think I had these really old headphones, and then I put them onto my head, and they did this massive screech in my ear. It hurt so much. I don't know what was wrong with them. It really, really hurt though. So has that happened to you before? Man, my ears were ringing for ages. So in comes Mew. Not a Muse. I threw the speakers at the Mew. It didn't do a lot of damage. I was very upset. So I went for a Screech. We're trying to drop the defenses on the Mew here. Now this Mew, it was absolutely stacked. It went for a close combat. Basically someone in the crowd, they got really upset by the concept. They just punched those speakers out. So that is going to be the end of the speakers. They blew up. Now, fun fact: in my younger days here, I used to have a bazooka in my car. Now, what that is, right? It's like a subwoofer. However, if you know what a subwoofer is, it's like bass, right? And what it is a cylinder, and you can slide it behind your seat because I had a Ute, so you could basically, I'm not sure if that's an American, probably Americans know what that term is, but basically it's like a 2-seater, right? And I had a tray on the back, so I slipped it in behind the seat, and I can get that doof-doof. It was good. Anyway, we got the Primarina swapping into Leafon. So we're going to be swapping out into the drummer, which of course is Rillaboom, and we're going to be taking them Leaf Blade. So we got Baby Doll Eyes Leafon. That's pretty cool. Dropping my attack, and I've still got the special attack, I guess, and that's going to be the end of Leafon. So interesting seeing Baby Doll Eyes. So next Pokemon to come out here is going to be the Mew again. So, all right, it's got close combat. It's a physical set. Let's say it's got Zen Headbutt. I wonder what else it has. So I went for drum beating. This Mew was so thick, super thick. I mean, I know I just had my attack drop there, but I thought it'd be good to actually drop its speed. So I actually got a King's Rock flinch there. I thought King's Rock, get it? A rock band team. I thought that'd be fun to put it on there. And then it's Unleash the Beast. It's got Braybird as well. So this Mew is like completely destroying my team. It did get a lot of recall damage there, which is good. So we're going to send in Meloetta on the stage. We got to save this concert. You know, we're going to go for a Relic Song. Now, Relic Song is really cool because with Meloetta, it changes after it uses it. So it changes it into its pirouette form, which is super cool, and its stats change too, which is great. Now, the next Pokemon is hang on. If you, forget everything about this video, but this moment, watch this, right? This is only on PIMPNITE's channel stuff. So, I swapped into my Primarina. Homeboys hit me with the Hurricane in the Sun. So that's pretty lucky landing Hurricane in the Sun. Then I get confused, man, that's pretty bad luck, you know. So this Primarina this time has got a little bit of a different set. It's got Citrus Berry as the item instead of Chesto Resto, and it's also got Sparkling Area. So it's going to hit me another Hurricane, which is pretty lucky in the Sun, considering Hurricane is already low accuracy, and I'm going to land a Whirlpool, which I thought was pretty good. So I thought if I could get this Whirlpool up, and this Articuno trapped in, I might be able to get Perish Song happening here, right? So here comes the third Hurricane in a row in the Sun. I'm like, oh, come on, that's so lucky. And, that's the end of Primarina. So I was like, man, this person's hell lucky. So I'm going to swap in the next Pokemon, being the Skeledirge, and they're going to land another Hurricane, of course. What's this, No Guard Articuno? And then they confused me again. I was like, oh, come on now. So they're getting, mad luck at the moment. The audience is going crazy. So I got that confusion, and, of course, I hit myself in confusion, too, which is very, very unfortunate. So finally, at last, I got a Quick Claw activation against the Articuno, and I was still confused. I hope I don't hit myself. I need to get that Torch Song, Got to get that going. So I've gone for the Torch Song. Good damage on Articuno. It doesn't take it out, obviously. Articuno is pretty thick. And I've got a special attack boost, which is good. So I needed one more. So they land another Hurricane. They haven't missed one yet. And then they finally missed one after, what was that, four, I think that was 5 Hurricanes back to back, but the first 3 or 4 were in the Sun, and both of them confused. What is going on there? Anyway, I finished them off with the Luring Voice, so I thought they may swap, but they did into Giratina. So anyway, in comes Giratina. Giratina is going to use Shadow Force. It's going to disappear. This is not a magic trick. This is a concert. So I'm going to be confused here. And of course, Skeledirge is going to hit itself in confusion as well. Not that it's really doing much. So here comes the Shadow Force, and out goes the Skeledirge. So I've got to do something. I've got to produce something here, people, because it's looking pretty bad. So we're going to go to Meloetta. As you know, I've got Ice Punch. Look at them fists, though. Look at Meloetta's ginormous, thumping, bulging, veiny fists. They're going to hit Giratina real hard, It's a 2-hit KO. So Giratina's dropped that Draco Meter, and they even got a crit too, which is pretty lucky. I was like, all right, well, I can easily live the next one if this is not going to fade me here. So they've landed the second one here too, and you wouldn't read about it. It critted me twice in a row. They're getting so lucky. Go down to the lottery now. You've got all the numbers, You're going to win 69 million. Next Pokemon we got is Toxtricity. What we're going to do here, I'm going to get that free Overdrive boost. I needed it too. And that's going to be the end of the 4th Pokemon. So there's still 2 more Pokemon left here. Also, that was a 3 Throat Spray as well. Now, the next Pokemon to come out is going to be Charizard. I was like, man, maybe I'll just go for Boom Burst here, because you never know what's going to happen. I went for that, and that was the end of the Charizard. Have they Terra'd yet? I don't think they have. Last Pokemon is Pikachu. I was like, what's going on? They tried to fight me with Fate, and it did 2 damage, and then I went for a Boom Burst, and that is going to be the end of Pikachu, and that's also the end of the battle. That was a crazy battle. Hope you enjoyed it, people. And yeah, I don't think they Terra. Did they Terra? They didn't even Terra. Man, that's some insane luck there, though. Anyway, let's get on to our 3rd battle here. Actually, I have no idea what the trainer's name here as well. First Pokemon is going to be Rayquaza, and yeah, we had a few legendary teams here for sure that we were coming up against. So I thought, all right, we'll go for drum beating. I'll try and get them speed drops happening. This was also Terra Normal too, if I didn't mention that. I was going to go for some Terra Normal Boom Burst. So, of course, Rayquaza is going to go for a Dragon Ascent on the first set. It's kind of a difficult Pokemon to swap into, right? So, Rillaboom, unfortunately, is going to be fainting there. But that's not going to be the end of this concert. And the next Pokemon to come out here, I was thinking maybe I can bring in Meloetta. Now, interestingly enough, the Rayquaza had a Flame Orb. I was like, what is going on? What was that set? Did it have like facade or something? I have no idea. I want to know what was happening with that set. Next Pokemon is, of course, is a hack Pokemon. We got a scummy little shiny, and we're going to get hit by a Dazzling Gleam. Now I thought, you know what? Let's get that Relic Song happening. Let's get that. So let me explain to you if you don't know a lot about Meloetta. Normal Meloetta is more of a special attacker, whereas Pirouette form is more of a physical attacker, right? So that's why I had like a mixed set for both. Echoed Voice was for this one here, and Ice Punch and Drain Punch was for the Pirouette form, which is pretty cool. I've always liked how it has those different forms. Anyway, we're gonna Flamethrower, so Dazzling Gleam and Flamethrower. I guess that was the Steel types. I just went for another Relic Song here, and we're doing some pretty good damage here to old Zacian. So I can go for another Drain Punch or Ice Punch. I went for Ice Punch. I got that Serene Grace freeze hacks, and it's going to be living on 1 health. So we finished it off with a Disrespect Drain Punch, and that was beautiful. So that's 2 Pokemon down. So Rayquaza, and we got Zacian down. You know, that's got to be a Lola Zacian. Now we got 4 Pokemon left. This has got another Pikachu. So Pikachu going to get clapped by a Drain Punch. I thought they may try and roll a fake out there, but they didn't. So that's going to be really good because I got a lot of health back from Drain Punch recovery. So next Pokemon number 4 is Lunala. So I went for Ice Punch just to get rid of its Shadow Shield ability, and they're going to be sending Meloetta to the moon. So first Meloetta on the moon, it's going to be singing what's a song about the moon? The Moon Phases song. You know, remember that song? It's like singing about the moon phases. It's like, I'm trying to remember what the lyrics are. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm not singing for you on this video. Anyway, we got Primarina here. We're swapping it in. We're going to try and go for a Whirlpool Parasong combination. Now, this may be incredibly salty, right? This Lunala kept disappearing with Phantom Force, and I kept missing with Whirlpool all the time. Of course, Lunala was there. So I'm missing with Whirlpool. It was difficult because I couldn't go for Parasong if they went for Phantom Force, because if it wasn't there, the Lunala wouldn't hear the song and then it wouldn't perish, you know? So I'm going to be going for a Resty. I've got that Chesto Berry, and we're going to be waking ourselves up and trying this all over again, you know? I'm trying to remember the lyrics. It's like the moon and the stars. That's all I remember. Sorry, the moon and the stars and the planets. I don't know. Anyway, so we're going to get hit by another Moonblast. It's not doing a lot of damage. And at last, I land a Whirlpool against the Lunala, which is good. So this turn, I was like, all right, that's it. I'm going for a Parasong, and let's hope they keep going for the the Moonblast. Then they vanish instantly with Phantom Force again, and Parasong is only going to affect me because it avoided the attacks. Like, oh, this is an absolute disaster. Like, it really, truly is a disaster. So my Paris counter's down to 3. There's no point staying in there. I'm going to go into Noivern. I might be able to get like 2 damage off here. So I lift that Phantom Force. I mean, it's not really a primary attacker anyway. I went for Wild Charge. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't going to do much. And now they're going to go for Moonblast. I had to do some form of attacking move there. So now Lunala, I've softened up the Lunala. I can bring in another Pokemon and feint it. So I thought, we'll go into Toxtricity. I'll just go for Overdrive or Boom Burst or anything like that and, feint it. However, they swapped out. This confused me. They swapped it out, went another Hackmon, which is Greninja, and I went for Overdrive. It's like, that was a really, really risky swap. Like, super risky. I don't know what they were thinking there, but that was a free boost and a free KO. After this, they actually swapped back in Lunala. I was like, all right, well, are you expected to outspeed or something? And then I feinted it. So I don't know, maybe they expected to outspeed with Lunala, but Greninja got sacrificed there. Last Pokemon was Miraidon, and this is a pretty scary Pokemon too. So I've got Boom Burst, but I was like, that's probably my best move to go for here. They're going to go for Electro Drift. Look at the damage it still did to me. It's crazy amounts of damage. Boom Burst does really good damage there. Like, excellent damage. 3/4. Now they're going to go for Electro Drift and feint my Toxtricity. So all I've got left is Primarina, and yeah, Primarina, if I can get a Parasol up, it'll be really great. But I was like, I don't know if I can do this. So what I did here, I had to sort of count the turns of the electric terrain, because what I'm aiming to do here is try and get rid of that electricity, so Electro Drift will not be as powerful. So we went for Protect, which is good. It's like, well, I could go for another one here. I've got nothing to lose, so I went for a second Protect, and it works. Like, this is really, really good. So I've just burned up 2 turns of Miraidon's Electro Drift getting that full base power. So I went for a third one, and I got it. I got 3 Protects in a row. I was like, wow, this is excellent. So I've burned up 3 turns. They used Charge. Were they expecting a third one? What is this this there. So it's Electro Drift and Charge. I was like, oh, okay, fair enough. So the electricity's gone. They pop the metal sound. What is going on in their mind? So it was Electro Drift Charge and metal sound. What is going on here? So anyway, I went for I didn't expect to even live this turn. So I got the Perish off, 3 turns to faint, and I went for Protecting. I was like, you know, this is free real estate. I'm going to go for Protect 3 times again. So Miraidon's now going to go for Electro Drift. I'm not swapping out here. And I've got Skeledirge in the back too, but Skeledirge is not going to like a Electro Drift either. So there's 2 turns left. I went for Protect again, of course, and this time it's going to fail on the first one. That's sort of what happens with Protect. You get like 1, then you get like 3, and then they're going to fail. So that's going to be in a Primarina, but that was a jolly good effort for sure. We got 1 more Pokemon left. As you know, it's Skeledirge. There's 1 turn. I got to survive 1 turn. So I thought in my mind, I was like, yes, let's go for Sing. So we're going to go for Sing. I got a Quick Claw. And I was like, please land, come on, please land. And the Sing has landed. The crowd has gone wild, and Miraidon's eyes have closed. And that is going to be the end of the battle, and they got to be a little bit salty after that one. Sure, there has to be some sort of salt, because that is the end of Miraidon to a Perish Song. A Perish Song Sing only on PIMPNITE channel, people. I mean, you're not going to see that content anywhere else. If you're enjoying the video so far, people, don't forget to drop a like. I mean, yeah, that was pretty cool. Perish Song and Sing, right? And let's get on to battle number 4. Next opponent, I'm not sure of their name either. Had a lot of Japan opponents here, a big run of them. So first Pokemon we got is a Sylveon. So Sylveon's going to get its defense dropped. Now, I thought they may try and set up against me, or I mean, they could have easily used a more powerful move than Draining Kiss there, but I took a risk and I thought, I'll go for that Screech, and then I'll go for Terra Steel. I don't think they'll predict that at all. So currently, we've got them at -2 in defense, and then I can go for Terra Steel, Terra Blast. So this should do a lot of damage, because it doesn't really have the greatest defensive stat in the world, unless it's like super tanky, like max health and max defense. It was enough to take it out. I don't know if that one really mattered at all. I don't think it did. So that's the end of Sylveon. So that was a pretty good start to the first battle. The 4th battle, not the first one. Swing comes old Koraidon here. It's going to be able to take me easy. There's not much I can do here, so I thought I'll swap it out. I might be able to use my Noivern a little bit later on. So I went into Skeledirge here. Now, this Skeledirge was popping off big time. So we had Collision Course, going to miss. And then they went for a Sword Dance. Now, I couldn't, I couldn't help myself here. I really couldn't. So I went for Sing again, and Sing has landed. So Sing only has 50. I think it's got like 55 accurate. It's absolutely terrible, and it landed on Koraidon, and it made them swap. So there you go, people. So in comes Ditto. There's an Imposter Among Us, and it's most possibly a Choice Scarf set. So I went for Alluring Voice. The funny thing is, if I went for Alluring Voice when that Koraidon went for the Sword Dance, I would have got them confused. I wish I actually did that, but Sing was still pretty good. So I swapped out here. I thought, well, I'll probably go for Snarl, and I was right. I did go for Snarl, and I just managed to live. So here I can get some free damage against the Skeledirge and feint myself a Wild Charge, denying them of like a KO there. But I was pretty certain that they were Choice Scarves. So that's the end of the Noivern. They have a Torch Song. I was like, okay, they're definitely not our Choice Scarves. So I went into the drum. I was like, maybe I can take this out with a critical hit or a powerful drum beating. If it's not like very effective at all. But unfortunately, even with Ditto's poor health stat, when it obviously when it copied it over, it wasn't enough to actually feint it, which sucks. So that's going to be the end of Rillaboom there. Next Pokemon is Toxtricity. So I thought if Rillaboom wasn't enough to feint, I could just come in there and get a definite KO and get a special attack boost. It wasn't that big of a deal. So that's the end of Ditto, and I've also got a +1 in special attack. So my next Pokemon to come out here after I get that special attack boost is going to be Terrapagus, right? So they're going to get their transformation. So I thought, well, a lot of these have leftovers, or they possibly might have recovered too. So I thought Psychic Noise could be a good idea here. So I went for Psychic Noise, and I blocked the healing, and I also broke the Terra Shell ability too. It's a very, very strong ability. Now, they're going to go for Earth Power. I was so close. I was thinking, I wish I didn't Terra my Noivern, because I was definitely going to go for Terra Flying there, but the one time you do it, they didn't do it, right? So that's how it goes. So we're going to go to Meloetta and go for the Relic Song. Obviously, I could have gone for Drain Punch, but I want to put myself in the Pirouette form where I've got a high attack stat and stab. So they're going to go for Tri Attack, which is interesting, and that does a little bit over half. So Obviously, they can't heal anymore, but it doesn't matter because Drain Punch is going to finish them off, so that's pretty good. And Terrapagos has a lot of health too. And so that's going to, be some nice recovery. However, they got Rocky Helmet as the item, so it was more of a defensive one, which, most of the time they are. Next Pokemon is going to be Moltres, Galon Moltres. I went for Ice Punch, good damage there, but it wasn't quite enough. And they got a Berserk boost. I was like, uh-oh. Now, the item the Moltres is going to have is Citrus Berry, bringing it back over half. So they're obviously trying to get a second boost there. And Hurricane is going to be able to feint me easy from there. So that's pretty good. So I thought, all right, well, I can go into Primarina. That's got a very nice, bulky special defenses. That they had a mix set with Sky Attack. So props for that. I didn't expect that at all. So I went for Perisong this turn. I thought I can live a Hurricane. I don't know how well I'll live it, but I'm pretty sure I can live it, and then I can go for Protect, and I should be able to feint this thing. Depending on how much damage I do, I might go for a Whirlpool. So I'm going to go for Protect this turn, because Sky Attack is a 2-turn move, and they don't have Power Herb or anything like that, so Primarina is going to be unscathed. This turn, I went for the Whirlpool, and I was trying to get that KO. So with Hurricane does donkeys, and then they get the confusion, like, oh, that really, really sucks. So that's the only thing about Hurricane. It confuses you at the really, like worst times it possibly can be. So I went for Whirlpool. I didn't get confused, and I landed. So I was very happy about that. That Berserk, I think, that's going to get activated again. So I got a +2 in special attack. So I believe I can just live one more Hurricane, and then the Moltres is going to feint. At this stage, I don't really want to swap in Skeledirge either. It's very, very bad timing to swap it in. So I thought, I'm going to need Skeledirge to be healthy for Koraidon. So I'm going to let Primarina stay in and just feint with the Moltres. Moltres can't swap out either due to being trapped in by Whirlpool. Their attack is going to miss, and that's going to be a KO for both Pokemon on the field. A double KO. That's why I sort of built this Primarina as defensive. It worked out really, really well. It could take hits extremely well due to max health and max defense, and its special defense is already really bulky too. Next Pokemon is Koraidon, and obviously my last Pokemon is Skeledirge. Now this is Terra Fairy, if I didn't mention that before, and I've got in this set Sing too, as you know. So I thought, well, Koraidon's sleeping at the moment. I'm going to build my special attack with Torch Song, I may as well. So they swapped out the Koraidon and went into Dragapult. I was like, that's actually okay, because it's still going to do pretty good damage. So with the Sun Up, that boosted my power, and I got a special attack boost. And then the next turn, I got a Quick Claw, and I got another Torch Song with the Sun Up, with the special attack boost. That was actually enough to take it out, which was very, very good. So I don't know, I probably would have kept Koraidon in there, and then I'd say they were going for Shadow Ball, but I would have lived that Shadow Ball, I would have said. Anyway, Koraidon is the last Pokemon here. Koraidon is going to be having another round of a sleeping. I'm going to go for a +2 Alluring Voice, and that is the end of the show. That is the end of the 4th battle, and that was a crazy battle there. The Skeledirge is absolutely insane. Let's get on to our 5th and final battle here, people. I hope you've been enjoying the video so far. If you have, make sure you drop a like there. Leave me a comment as well. I always love to read my comments in the morning. It doesn't have to be on my latest upload. It can be on any upload on the channel. I always read them, no matter how old the video, right? So we got the next battle here. I'm not sure who the opponent is, and we have a Zapdos lead. So Zapdos is going to go for that Drill Peck. That doesn't do too much damage, and it's going to allow me to get a... that was actually a pretty lucky KO there. So Zapdos is going to feint. So Novan takes a rare W there. Most of the time it gets fainted. Next Pokemon was that Dialga the Cherish? I think it was the Cherish. It's going to be shiny too. I'm going to go for a Screech here, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up that Meloetta, because there's no way I'm going to be able to beat this. So Dialga's going to go for a Dragon Claw, and that's the end of the speakers. They got scratched, Next Pokemon's Meloetta. I thought, well, I could go Relic Song first, lift the attack, and then go for Drain Punch, because I don't want to go for Drain Punch and get 3/4 damage and then they'll swap or something like that. I just want to wreck them with one shot, and that way I can also get the maximum amount of recovery too. So I went for the Drain Punch. Dialga is going to get dropped in one shot. Meloetta Pirouette is it's a pretty solid Pokemon. It gets more powerful moves like close combat too. I don't think I've done a Meloetta guide before on my show, like a Moveset guide. I have to do that sometime. Next Pokemon is Alola Golem, and it's going to be, unfortunately, it's going to be one of those naughty Hackmons, and they're going to go for a Brick Break. I'm going to go for a second Drain Punch here. However, they swapped. I was like, oh, I wonder what they're going to go to. And they went to Arceus, the Paldea Champ. Oh, it's Arceus Ground? Yeah, Arceus Ground. So Arceus obviously is going to be able to take that move extremely well. I've got Ice Punch for Arceus. So that's going to be pretty good. That's going to be super effective. Now they're going to go for a Terra. I was like, I wonder what Terra Arceus is going to be. And it's Terra Normal, which this shocks me. So Terra Normal Arceus, I wonder what move it's going to use here. I have no idea. Now they're going to go for a Terra Normal Extreme Speed. I just went for a Drain Punch, sorry, Ice Punch here. And Ice Punch obviously isn't going to do very much damage at all. I got a crit though, which is cool. Then I followed up with a Drain Punch. I guess they expected to outspeed me there, and that's going to be enough to take out the Arceus. I definitely would have gone for another Extreme Speed, and then they rage quitted. So there you go, people. Nothing like a salty finish. I hope you enjoyed it. Peace out.